So guys, welcome again to my channel. Welcome to Chris's Caribbean Delights. And everyone loves a good pound cake or a good sponge cake. Everyone loves a good cake. But I must say, this one is my favorite. This has become my favorite pound cake. It's a cream cheese pound cake. I know I have done it before. I have a first recipe, a first video on cream cheese pound cake. But this one is to die for. The ingredients are kind of the same, but the method is kind of different. And let's go to those ingredients and let's start this process. Now, I'm going to list the exact amount of ingredients in the description box. But I started with two sticks of unsalted butter and 2 sticks of imperial margarine or spread, or you know those spreads or margarine. You have them in Blue Bonnet, you have them in all different brands, but the spread. So I used 2 butter and 2 spreads, and 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese. And so firstly, everything has to be at room temperature. So I just added the butter and the cream cheese into my mixer, and I've mixed that until it's nice and light. And once that becomes nice and light, I'll add my flour to that. Add my flour and then my sugar, instead of the other way, the sugar and then the flour, because I want the butter and the cream cheese and everything to get into the flour. You know, it creates a nice crumb, and I just love it. I just love the results from that method. Anyway, so let's go to the mixer and let's see how our butter and cream cheese is coming. Stand by. So now that my butter is nice and light, I have sifted 3½ cups of all-purpose flour, 3½ cups of all-purpose flour. So I'm going to add the flour in a little bit at a time. I'm not going to add it all together. So I'll put like maybe 1/3 of it, and then I'll shut my mixer down. Okay. So I have put 1/3 of the flour in there with the cream cheese and the butter. Now let that go for a while and start to form a dough. And then once it starts to form a dough, I'll put another 1/3 in, a third of the flour in.
just have to work it for maybe about 30 seconds or so. And just let it come together. Yeah, another third. Close this down. And once the second third is done, you know you will need to scrape your sides down. So once this has come together, we're going to scrape the sides down and go from there. Cool. Let's add the last set of flour. Got it all. Okay. And at this point, we just scrape the sides down a little, because you don't want any unmixed flour in there, you know. So now we're gonna just let this go for at least another 5 minutes so that the flour can get really incorporated into the butter and the cream cheese. So let's do it. Let's gonna go for another 5 minutes until it's nice and light, and that flour is well mixed into the cream cheese and the butter. So we're gonna let it go on medium for about 5 to 6 minutes, and then we'll see what we have. Well, here I have my 6 eggs. I soaked them in some warm water because I just took them out of the refrigerator a while ago, and I want them to come to room temperature really quickly. So I just put them in some warm water. So I'll now just crack them into the same bowl that they were sitting in. Oh, they're room temperature, all right. So that's while the flour and butter is doing its thing over there, and we prep the eggs. Eggs are now ready to go in. We'll add the eggs once the flour and butter mixture is nice and light. But never forget, your oven must be preheated. Your oven must be preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And you can prepare your pan. Always prepare your pan ahead of time, because once that mixture is done there, it's ready to get into a pan. You know, you don't want it sitting around while you're buttering and flouring a pan and all that. But so do your pan ahead and preheat your oven ahead. Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about the pan. I love using a bundt pan for this cake. What can I say? I just love using a bundt pan. And it comes out so pretty with the you know, with all the crevices and stuff. So what I do with the bun pan, how I prepare it, I take some melted butter, some softened butter, I should say, softened butter, and a brush, so that I can get into the crevices, you know, and I just brush the butter all over the pan, and you get it. With a brush, you can get into the crevices, and you can get up on the I mean, what do they call this again? In the center, you can get up in there, and you can get all the crevices and stuff like that. So I'll prep this with the butter, and then I'll be back and show you how I flour it, and get the excess off, the excess flour. So once I'm done with the butter, I put maybe a quarter cup of flour in there, and just make it go around. Just pat the pan lightly and make sure that all the crevices are floured. Alright, come on the other side. In order to get the center pole floured, I just keep tossing it around. You put it on that side and you bring it around, you can get that pole all floured. Or you can just take some flour and, you know, toss it on there. But I find that shaking it around like this, you know, up and down and around and stuff, gets the flour on the center pole. Right? And whatever excess flour you have in there, you know, see, if you do it like that, you sift it like if you're sifting something, comes up on that center pole. Okay, now that you're done, you just dump the rest of it. Just knock it off. Just hit the pan, turn it over, just hit it, and get the excess flour off. So your pan is ready for your batter. Now we'll go back to the mixer and see how the eggs are coming. So now I'm going to add the lemon zest, and my nutmeg. You're going to add all these fragrant spices to the cake right after you put the eggs in. You know, the eggs, they have an eggy kind of a flavor, kind of a taste. So you want to cut that before it gets, before it gets into to the thing. So you do some vanilla, and I did lemon zest. I have here some orange extract. I can do lemon zest and orange extract, or orange extract and or lemon extract and orange zest. So just put in a few drops of orange, maybe about a teaspoon, and just let that go. I have vanilla in there already. A little bit of cinnamon. Oops. Oh, that's enough. It's about a half a teaspoon. Now, oh, it smells great already, and nothing has been mixed in. Okay, so we put it back on medium and just let it go. up as you go. So once you have your aromatics in there, your essence and your lemon and stuff like that, it's time for your sugar. So let's get 2.5 cups of sugar into the mix. I have 1 cup in there already. This is the second cup. And you can adjust your sugar because not everyone likes it sweet or too sweet. It might be too sweet with 2.5. It might be too sweet with just 2. Okay, so you just put 2.5. I mean, not one person's not eating the whole cake, so you know. So we're doing fine here. We have all our essence in here and everything, and batter looks good. And once the sugar is in there, and you let that sugar mix in there for about it, because remember it's kind of liquid in there, so it melts very fast. So the sugar will melt pretty quickly. So you just need maybe about 3 minutes of mixing after the sugar. Okay? Not even 3 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. Okay, I scraped my sides down, and batter looks good. I just scraped my sides down. I scrape off my paddle, make sure nothing is stuck to the paddle, like the nutmeg and stuff, you know, get it all in there. And then I'll turn it on now for maybe another 30 seconds, and always taste your batter. Try to taste your batter to see if it's sweet enough or if you need more sweet or not. So just try to taste your batter, and then I'll just turn it on for another minute or so, and just and then when it's done, when I come back, I'll show you what the consistency should be when it's finished. Okay guys, I almost forgot baking powder. You need 3 teaspoons of baking powder. Teaspoons of baking powder. I lost count. Okay, I think we got 3 teaspoons in there. Okay, so see this? The consistency I'm looking for is this. It shouldn't be running off the paddle, you know? If I put it in the paddle, it should stay, a little should stay on the paddle with a nice peak right there, you know? That's the consistency I'm looking for. It should not never run off the paddle as though, you know, it has some place to go, but it hasn't got any place to go right now. And so the batter should stay on the paddle with just a little peak in the bottom, and you know that your batter is ready for the pan. So let's get it in the pan and get it in the oven. I can't wait. Okay, let's get it in the pan, guys. Then we just try to smooth it around, smooth it off. Just try to smooth it off. And just make sure it's as level as possible. Okay, we'll just level it off. Get any air bubbles out of there. Into the preheated oven at 350. And this is going to take about 30 to 45 minutes, or until it's nice and the top is nice and golden brown, or when you put a toothpick in there it comes out really clean. It does not have any dough on it. So we'll put this in there now, and if you see the top is getting too brown and you don't want that, you don't want it to get too dark, you can always make a tent with some foil paper and just rest it on the top of the pan, and that's going to stop the top from browning too much. Okay, so into the oven, 350, and we'll check it in 45 minutes. So here we go, guys, the finished product. Now, I'll put it on a cooling rack. I'll put the pan on a cooling rack so it can cool for at least 20 minutes or so. You can't dump it out right away. You've got to wait until it's cool before you turn it over, before you turn it out. But so we'll do that. We'll leave that on a cooling rack, give it about 20 minutes. Once it cools down, we'll release the edges. You just take a knife or something and release the edges. But you see how beautiful it is? It's beautiful. And release the edges, and we'll be able to turn it over and turn it out onto our cake receptacle. Once you release the sides, should be very simple. You just make a flip and over. Voila. Beautiful. Now you can make a nice frosting and just drizzle it on the top and let it fall down the sides, and you can just go crazy with the frosting or the icing. It's just an awesome cake. It comes out perfect every time. So like, share and subscribe, and I hope you will try this recipe. It's awesome. It's fantastic and simple. Once again, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next clip. Once again, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next clip. So think about frosting it. Nice little light frosting drizzling down the sides. Or some just a little powdered sugar, or just sprinkle a little powdered sugar on top, and you're good. Any way you want to serve it, it's fantastic. So light, just light and fluffy. It's awesome.